Hi everyone. This is the tutorial as promised about how to first set up your Premiere Pro, and I'm going to show you very quickly how you can import um, the storyboard image sequence for your animatics and sound, and then render out to get a final output. So I'm going to make this quite fast because I don't want the recording to be too long. So first, I already have here my animatic sequence. Alright, okay, you can see it's a fighting scene which I will import inside Premiere Pro, and also some sound here that I will use for the scene. And I also have with me the basically is a music background, but this music is in FLV. I downloaded it using YouTube, and it's in the FLV format, as you can see there. And later I'll show you how to remove the video. Alright, so without wasting any time, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically first open Premiere Pro and show you the setup settings. Alright, okay, the first thing you need to do is create a new project. Alright, when you create a new project, you don't necessarily have to touch all this stuff. You just need to browse. Okay, and sorry about that. Alright, so basically let's say I'm gonna basically put it, so not about, put it inside here, Animatic tutorials. So I'm gonna put it inside this folder. Alright, and this is selecting the folder, and this one over here will be creating the name for your projects inside your Premiere. So let's say Animatics editing, and press OK. Right, the next thing you need to do now is basically if you have all the presets here, you can use the HDV. You can expand the HDV and then go to HDV 720 p and 25. So choose this one. But if you don't have this, because you don't have enough codec, so what you do is you can actually have to custom made, to go on the other settings over here, and you have to use custom, and you have to choose 25 frames per second and type in this resolution 1280 times 720, and make sure it's square pixel 1. And no fields, make sure you choose progressive scan so you don't see any lines on your rendering later, and display format is in 25 fps. Alright, sound you can leave it as default, and if you want to save this as a preset that will always be here, you can once you set this whole thing, you can actually click at save preset. Alright, you can name it. Alright, let's say HD 720, and when you press OK, it will create a new preset somewhere around here. Alright, so but for me now, I'm going to use this preset to do my work. So I'll just leave it as sequence 1 and press OK. Right, by the way, I'm using Premiere Pro CS6. I'm using these settings here, but I'm just gonna switch back to the latest editing. Okay, so basically down here, this is basically the projects menu where you can put all your audio, video and all inside here. You have media browser that you can browse and take straight from here, but I usually like to import the whatever I want here, so that's all in one place. Effects, we'll talk about it later. Alright, so here, if you once you first open, when it's like big like this, it's basically because this is turned on by default. You have to change to list view, so it's more smaller and manageable. So this sequence is basically related to this sequence here. You see the relation here. So what's inside this one is here in this timeline here, and this timeline here is actually divided by video. Alright, so these are video track. See, you can select which track you want to make it active. So I just leave it as video 1, and audio, so you can have audio 1 selected. Alright, so by default these are stereo. Okay, you can see this is basically a stereo left and right channel audio. Alright, and over here is your video, or basically like your stage. How the video is going to be, you know, viewed will be based on this menu here. And effect controls, we'll talk about it. Maybe we're not going to talk about it. Alright, so okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to import the video here. So there are two ways you can do it. So one way is just double click at the empty space here. Sorry, I just need to right click and import. Alright, so you have to find what you want, like sound. You can actually select the whole thing and just drag the whole thing, or I'm going to show you one faster way, which is opening the files. It says sound, and I can make a folder to make it more manageable. You can click at here. Okay, so this will be sound, and later this will be the shot. Make a shot out of this. Shots. Alright, so you can sort that out by clicking here or clicking here, and based on labels will be easier. This one is to I think it's, yeah, I want to create a new sequence and all that stuff. Alright, so I want to select all this sound and drag and drop to sound folder over there. As you can see, okay, let's see, some of it file is unsupported. So basically the music background is not supported. Sorry about that, I didn't check. So we can't use the sound effects. Let me just drag that one more time. Let's see if it's okay. Nope, it doesn't support FLV. This format is .FLV. You have to convert it, then only you can use this. I wish I could have put this inside the tutorial, but it's, you know, this is very sudden, quite fast. So yeah, never mind. But yeah, we can still, you know, do this. Animation sequence. So I'm going to select all this sequence, drag and drop into the shots. Okay, so now I have all the shots here. You can rearrange it right like this. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna start arranging it. So shot 1, notice that the size is small, but yours should be better if you're really nice size, if you have, you know, the size correctly. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave it like this first, then later I will resize the picture to make it more better. So shot 1, shot 2. So what I'm doing is I'm just rearranging all this very quickly. I can do this one shot, just drag and drop, put it over here. Just make sure you can zoom into, if you're using CS6, you can use this bar here to kind of go left and right, and to, if you grab the end or the beginning box, you can actually zoom in, so that it's more better. So now you make sure it's like the sequence follow 1 2 3 shot 4 shot 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, good. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all this by holding shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to go to the effect control. Yeah, I can't do that the whole thing, so I just select one first. So now you can see in the effect controls here, I can see something here. If I don't select, you won't show anything. So I'm going to access the attribute. So go to the motion, you see scale. I'm going to scale this about 200%, so maybe 250%. Let's see the size. Oops. Alright, so we're gonna go a bit, okay, I think I know, 360. Alright, okay, so the size is 360. Okay, so after that I'm going to, you can do the same thing for all of this 360, but I'm going to show you a faster way. So select here the first one that you have already edited. Alright, so right click, edit, copy, and then you select all of this and right click and paste attribute. This will paste the size, the scale that you have edited. See, the whole thing is already sequenced. Alright, but right now it is based on the storyboard that you have created. You have to arrange it based on duration. What you see here is duration, which is 5 second, 10 second, 15 second, 20 second, 25 seconds. Alright, so you have to base on the duration that you have set in your storyboard. So when I hit play now, okay, it's a bit too long because by default this is about 6, it takes about 5 seconds for each, so it's still image, so you have to change this. So maybe let's say I just put here. So if you want to make it shorter, you can just select the clip here and then just make sure your mouse change to like this, and then you can just drag and trim it down. Okay, so that's one way. Another way is make sure your active time slider here is at where you want to cut it. You can use these are the toolbar here. This is the select tool, the other one is the eraser. You can click it will snap at the active time slider here and cut it, and then you can use back the selection tools, select this and delete. So there are two ways that you can do this. Okay, so basically like that. And yeah, I'm gonna bring the whole thing. You can use this one over here, the track select tool, the second tool, to select. If you select the first one, it will select the whole thing behind. Alright, so select and drag. See, the whole thing will be dragged like a train. Okay, alright, so yeah, I'm not going to do this very nicely because time is not of an essence, so I need to make it fast. Okay, then we do a quick cut to here, and we change alright, and then I drag. I need to zoom in a bit more. Just trim it nicely. So you can just make it whole shorter. Alright, so just drag this whole thing here. I think I have to split this video into two, but we have to see how it goes. Alright, so bam, and then she is quite pissed. What she do is yeah, and then she gonna give a harsh blow. him, and that will be the end of the video. So like, yeah, die. Alright, so these are the sequence. Then yeah, alright, stay. Okay, so just roughly like that. And now I'm gonna open the sound. What I have here is few. I just quickly record this, so you can drag it to the sound clip here. Okay, you can zoom. You can expand this by pressing this small arrow. You can see the, the audio. So you can trim this audio. Oh, sorry about that. I think I've stretched the timeline. So yes, so I have this voice here. Here it's like a yeah, I don't know. So you'll be like, and then yeah, I just use this one. Okay, gonna trim this. I think I saved this for the last scene. Can scrub this. Okay, so is it maybe this one. If you want to hear how this sounds like, you can just double click on here. I mean, not the name but the icon over here. So just drag and drop, put it here, trim it, trim the audio, kill the guy. So they'll be like, and then another one. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna stop right here. When I get back, I'm gonna show you the finished one and then show you how to render the final output. Alright? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. So basically what I did, what I've done is basically I have already edited the sound, but there's one thing that I haven't edited the sound, but I'll let you hear how the flow I have done so far. So basically you can see all this. I have about few tracks. Oh yeah, if you want to create a new tracks, you can right click, here you can choose add tracks and you can click OK, and you will have another tracks. By default you will give about 3 audio tracks, but now I have 4. So always separate them, like music background and also the dialogues, conversation, or even sound effects in a separate tracks. Alright, so you can have a lot here for audio tracks. Okay, I'll let you listen how what I have so far. Alright. Alright, this sounds quite funny, right? But yeah, another thing is, if you want to play, you can hit play here. Alright, or you can hit the space bar to hit play. Alright, okay, so here's I would like to highlight one problem before I show you how to render out the final output. In terms of audio balancing, the audio balancing is basically, see, if I play here, pay attention to the sound meter over here. If it reached to red bar over here, means that the sound is up to its maximum peak, and when you render out, the audio will be crackled. There will be the sound will basically get broken. So you need to be careful about this. Right, but right now I didn't do sound balancing yet. I just do sound arrangement. So I'll show you how to do the balancing after this. So just pay attention at this area here. Okay, you see that? that bar here, so you can detect. So I think the screaming part here is a bit too loud. Alright, so usually you also need to emphasize on sound effects should be a bit more louder. Alright, so so you'll be more impactful. So now I'm going to select this. Alright, select this that is too loud. So to change it, you have to go to the effect controls over here. Alright, so you select this one, effect controls, you expand the volume. Alright, by default it's animated. This is a stopwatch which is showing animated, so please don't animate your sound level here, so unless you need to. So you just need to click this to not make it animated for the sound level, and then just drop down to a value that is more reasonable. So let's say yeah, sound is calculated by dB. dB stands for decibels. You don't know, like length will be set in meters, centimeters. Yeah, so for sound is decibels. So I'm going to go down to negative 2 and see whether the sound still breaks or not. Alright, definitely it still breaks. So negative 4. Alright, so now sound is already low, but problem is I think this punch sound is a bit too loud. So I'm going to open this, I'm going to turn off the level and put it to negative 2 and see whether it will break or not. Still it will break. So negative 6. See, it won't break anymore. Alright, so I want to reduce this a bit more. 7. Alright, so what I can do is I can, like I did it just now, I can copy and select all these punches and right click and paste attribute so it won't break. Okay, I think the hi-ya is kind of a bit too loud. Right, so open this, close, negative 4. Alright, see that. Now I can just, since these two, I can just copy and paste this attribute and see whether it's still breaking or not. Okay, definitely need to go more higher. I mean more lower. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this, select, hold shift and select multiple selection and paste attributes. Now let's see. Alright, so it sounds a bit sickening. Alright, so let's make it smaller. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about this. This man pain is actually quite loud. So I'm gonna paste attributes. Paste attributes. Alright, so that's done. The audio is already leveled already. So now it's time to render this into the final output. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you about this one. Look at the bar over here. It has the yellow end here and the other yellow end here. This is basically what you call the working area bar. When you render your video, it will only render up to this duration. So if I click drag on here, which means it will only render halfway here, it will not render the whole sequence. So you must make sure you have your working area bar highlighted to a part that you want. So let's say when I put it up to here, it will end it here. So the whole video will be this length. About, you can look at the time here, 7 seconds and 7.15 seconds. Alright. Okay, now to export it into a video format. So what you're gonna do is, of course, you need to save your file first. Alright, just to be safe, make sure your sequence is selected, whether you select it over here or you can select it over here. Okay, and then you go into the file and export media. Alright, so there's a source, this is the original one from here, and this is the output. Will show you how it looks like. But right now you see the source is kind of widescreen, but the output is kind of a bit more not so widescreen, so you're gonna have to fix this. So starting from the options on this side over here, okay, there's a filter, a video, audio and FTP. Just concentrate more on video and audio. Audio usually just leave it as default, and then video, basically you start from the top. So let's say you can click match sequence settings if you want. You can also do this, or if you want custom made, you can just switch this one into a yeah, what we want right now is you want to pass up to me, you need to render in QuickTime.h264 codec. So this is how you do it. If you don't have QuickTime, please go and download QuickTime Player. Okay, QuickTime Player, and you can when you download that, then when you reopen Premiere Pro again, you will get QuickTime codec. So AVI, choose QuickTime. Okay, QuickTime, and under the presets, just leave it as default here first, no need to touch. And let's go to the output. So this is where you're going to save your file. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to basically go into my college animatic tutorial. So I'm going to render here. So my final animatics, let's say. Alright, animatic. So I'm going to save. So then the file name is going to be like this, and make sure export video and export audio is checked. Alright, make sure both is checked, and you go down here under the video tab. So you can go down and see these are the codec. The codec that I want is H.264 for the QuickTime. Alright, and then you go down, make sure quality is 100. Okay, resolution here you can type in manually. Alright, 1280. Okay, don't press enter, just click outside. Okay, 1280 times 720. Yeah, if this is locked, should be fine. Then 25 and oops, sorry, 25. Okay, make sure you not change it to here. So 25, and then upper fill order, upper first change to progressive, and square pixels, yeah, should be the one. And that's it. Okay, you can check at the output window here. If you just play the time slider here, you'll see everything is okay. But if you can see that if it's not okay, it will be like something like this. If I don't choose square pixel, I choose about this ratio, you'll see this black box here. Alright, so okay, you might have seen this movie or video like this. So this is because it doesn't fit the whole resolution that you have set. So you must make sure you choose square pixel 1.0, so it will be full screen. Okay, so now that it's done, that's it. So see source range, make sure you choose working area. Don't choose entire sequence or what, working area that you have set, which is over here. Alright, okay, so now it's all done. What you need to do now is just click on the export button. So click on the export button, go ahead and click that, and you can wait, it will process. Wow, it rendered very fast because it's about 7 seconds and I got i7, so it should be fine, should be fast. Alright, so when you open back here under the folder, you have final animatics. File size is quite small. QuickTime H.264 codec is very small, quite compressed and nice video. See, it's just 1.94 megabytes. So I'll show you the video. Alright, can make it full screen. So that's it. So hopefully you can finish your work, and good luck with your work. Alright, bye bye.